Hello everybody, it's November 18th, 2022. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin here. First up, what I said on Monday essentially is that we were still looking for this lower level basically. Neither the bulls or the bears were really showing a follow through. And so I was just anticipating more chop, and this week has continued in that vein. So I was looking potentially for a Y wave up, at least to the 17.4 region, and then in the shorter term we had an A and a B, so I was looking for a C wave up into the 17 to 17.9 area. So I was kind of looking at 17.4 as sort of the minimum, but so far we've really just gotten 17. So we were like here when I did that video, somewhere in this region anyway. And I was looking at this as potentially an A and a B and looking for this C wave up. So that C wave danger zone is right here. You can see it entered the beginning of that. The larger danger zone is this one here for this Y wave, meaning this is W, that's X, and this is Y. So we may yet push up into that zone. It's unclear whether or not that's going to happen. We may also just be done in a truncated Y there before going down further. It's hard to say. All we can really say for sure right now is that we are in chop territory. And that's really the power, in my opinion, of Elliott wave analysis, is that it can really tell you when is a good time to get in, when is a good time to get out, and when's a good time to stay out. And right now, this is a time to stay out. If you were trying to leverage long or short, either direction, basically, in this zone here, you're just paying funding. Well, I don't know which is paying funding right now, but probably longs. If longs are paying funding, you're just sitting and just paying that fee over and over and over again every 8 hours or whatever. When it's doing nothing, it's not worth it. So this is not a time that I find worthwhile to try to swing trade and try to leverage trade. If you're an accomplished scalper, maybe that's a different story. Maybe you can grab like really short-term scalps, maybe just capture that move up or something like that. But in any case, Elliott wave analysis really gives us some good feedback as to where the market is, what kind of environment are we in. And right now we are in a choppy environment, which means just kind of sitting it out is really the best thing we can do. So whenever this correction does complete, I am anticipating, because we've had a lack of follow through from the bulls, I'm anticipating that we need to head down lower. So we should break that low. We're likely going to head to this 14 to 12K area that I laid out in a previous video. But realistically, it could bounce at any point, and at any point, if we see 5 waves up, that gives us the context that we need to see to say, okay, now longs are a good idea on the next pullback. We've so far not seen that off of a low. We've seen 3 waves only. And same thing, we've seen 3 waves down, so it's really not a great risk-reward area to try to short in this area either. If we do get a silly pump, which may happen on a weekend, we get low liquidity on the weekend, maybe it gets up here for no reason at all on Sunday and breaks this high, that is probably a fairly decent place to try a short. And that could then be a pretty good risk reward as far as shorting like 18K if we somehow get up there and going down to 12 to 14, that I can get on board with. The only alternative bullishly is a diagonal. It's getting less and less likely the more this kind of dicks around and just goes sideways. But we potentially could still have a 1 and a 2. And we're just dragging it out basically. Something like that. Maybe 2 is ongoing. Not exactly clear right now how that's going to play out, but potentially we could still see a 3, a 4, and a 5 in a diagonal. It's not going to be super reliable. We saw this 5-wave diagonal fail and break to a new low. So, diagonals are pretty untrustworthy, but that's just the only chance that the bulls have right now to avoid a new low, and it's really not a great chance anyway. So, basically stay safe. I'm staying in cash personally. I'm not leverage long anything right now, not leverage shorting anything right now. If we push up higher, I'll probably look to short. If we push down lower into the 12 to 14 area, I will probably look to pick up spot buys, no leverage. But it'll kind of depend on how we make it down there as well. If we make a clear 5 waves down at some point, especially if we do it as a wedge or something, that's really good to start easing into buys then down in this area. But we'll just have to wait and see what the market gives us and go from there. But along the way, that Elliott wave analysis can really give us some good clues as to what the best course of action is at any given time. All right, guys, that is all I've got for you tonight. Real short video because we have no action going on. So I will talk to you on Monday again. Maybe we'll have some action by then. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just chop for the rest of the year. I guess we'll find out. All right, I'll talk to you all on Monday.